Hello, everyone. Welcome to another segment of Telos. We have a very special guest today. First of all, my name is Peter Nguyen. I am the Chief Marketing Officer for Telos. However, this segment is not about me. This segment is about the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. John LILIC. John, welcome.
Oh, thank you. Actually, the segment should be about all the Telos meme factory shit posting. I don't know if I can say that word, but I guess we'll find out. There's a lot of really funny stuff the community's coming up with. So yeah, great to talk to you again. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely, John. I think your presence is very much appreciated within the community. First of all, let's get this one out of the way. Where are you calling in from, sir?
I'm calling in from an undisclosed location in the Asia Pacific region. There are many beautiful locales in this part of the world. Actually, that'll maybe segue into some of the stuff we'll talk about later, especially around the Asia Roadshow that's coming up.
Absolutely. And that brings us to our next point, actually. So with you coming on board, one of the biggest things within the initial PR release that we went public with was the announcement that there will be two special events that Telos will be a part of this year. Could you please tell us about those two events and the significance of it?
Yeah, sure. Generally speaking, I think it's really important to participate and not only to raise awareness for your organization, but more importantly to interact, face to face with your users and with the people who care about your network. The first kind of big event coming up, and this is a new event that's been burgeoning, so to speak, the last couple of years. It's happening in Belgrade. It's called Belgrade. Belgrade is the capital city of a southeastern European country called Serbia. Serbia had a relatively tumultuous sort of last 30 years, although the last 10 years have really turned around, and now it's heading in the right direction. And a lot of that is being driven by the local tech community, particularly the startup community. Even though it's a small country, somehow there's a lot of really good developers in the region, not just in Serbia, but throughout the Balkans as well. For example, in the case of Polygon, Mihailo, who's like my brother from another mother, as I like to say, is a very good friend of mine. He's from Belgrade. Many of the ZK engineering folks are in Belgrade. And so it's this sort of weird amalgamation of and concentration of technical talent, particularly working on Ethereum and Bitcoin projects. And so I think that's going to be a great event. Telos is really focused on expanding its reach in the developer community. We welcome all devs. We love our devs. Devs are the engine of creation, and so I'm just like the Steve Ballmer meme. I'm happy to get on stage and dance. For our devs, I think Belgrade will be super cool. It's very hip. Telos will do its best to engage developers, get our message out, and be as inviting and welcoming to many developers who are curious in particular. After that, I would say FCC is really the landmark event, certainly throughout really the entire European continent. SCC was founded by one of my best friends, a guy named Jerome Itachi, very well-known Ethereum community member, founder and president of Ethereum France, and he started this event, I guess, 8 years ago now, as a sort of a meetup event. Since then, it's grown into 5, 6, 7,000 people. I mean, last year in Paris, I think it was 5,000 people. Tickets sold out in 93 seconds. And it was a spectacular event. The criteria for selecting talks is very, very high and extremely competitive. So this year, that top sponsorship will go to Telos. We won't be sharing the booth with anyone. It'll just be dedicated to Telos. Given the Olympics are happening in Paris this year, the event organizers made the decision to move it to Brussels. Of course, that's the seat of the European Union, European Commission. And Brussels is quite capable of handling these types of large events, which it does on a regular basis. I've seen sort of a blueprint of the facility, of the building. It's going to be spectacular. I think it'll be mind-blowing when people see it. Telos is going to have a presence. It's going to be one of the diamond sponsors. The opportunity there is for us to get to know the Ethereum community, and rather more specifically for the Ethereum community to get to know us. and more broadly, the crypto community. There's a tremendous amount of attention that this event garners, media, etc. And so the opportunity is for us to really get to know lots of different people, lots of different projects, many developers, and other community members, and sort of evangelize Telos and really just talk about the things that we're working on. And hopefully that's a good first step as far as our broader campaign to raise more awareness for Telos.